Welcome back to Ventripoint Diagnostics channel, everybody. We're, of course, sitting here once again with Dr. George Adams. And George, I heard you guys have some exciting updates related to your medical advisory group. Tell us what is going on.
Yeah, Michael. Well, thanks. Glad to be back. So we did announce that Dr. Skinner, who's a pediatric cardiologist over in the UK, had joined the group. And we have 3 other prominent cardiologists from North America and Europe who have agreed to join. But we're waiting for their approvals from their host institutions because they all have to get permission to be publicly associated with the company. But we're really excited to have the kind of caliber of people associating with the company. And Dr. Skinner is very well known to our distributor, Cardiologic, in the UK. And so they've already talked to him and they're working together to make sure the information that they use is up to date. So, and one other thing that's happened to us quite recently is that we had made contact with the NHS, which is the National Health Service in the UK. So, and I've explained before that, the NHS has to approve the purchase of all capital equipment at every hospital. So that's part of our process and of their process, not our process. And so we have met with them. They are very pleased with our clinical data and they're reviewing all the clinical data and we expect to have them and they're going to let us know whether they're prepared to recommend our equipment to all the hospitals in the UK. So that would be a huge boost to the adoption curve if we could get that. So I'm just saying that we had our first meeting and it went well.
Perfect.
And then one other thing we've had a couple of users send in some nice emails and I'd like to share that with the viewers. So the first one was about a user who took the machine down to the ICU in their hospital and scanned a 9-month-old baby, which obviously had significant heart problems and couldn't come out of the ICU up into the echo lab. And he got perfect results, he said, and he was just amazed. He said, I've never been able to go down to ICU and scan a baby. He said the baby was a bit wriggly or squirmy or something like that, but he got really good images. He said, this opens a whole new chapter in the way I'm going to be able to function inside my hospital. So that really made everybody in the team feel pretty good. And the second story from the week was we got a user sent us a note saying they just scanned a 2-week-old baby with HLHS. So HL means it only had one ventricle, a single ventricle, only the right ventricle, doesn't have a left ventricle, and got perfect scan and was able to calculate the volume. And the volume of this little baby's heart was about a teaspoon. Just to give you the idea of how accurate we are. So we were able to get an accurate result on the size and shape of a baby's heart that was only held a teaspoon of blood. So those are great stories. We love to have our users tell us that they're pushing the frontiers with our equipment. So that's fantastic. I mean, congenital heart disease is still a big issue in the UK. I mean, they have about 4,500 babies a year born with congenital heart disease. They have about 20,000 adults that have to be scanned 4 times a year. And so they have a big need for our equipment. And so if we can get the NHS to recommend the use of it, then we would sell a lot of devices in the UK. And obviously that's what our distributor there is trying to make happen. So yeah, that's the update from the UK and about our medical advisory committee.
Perfect. Between Dr. Skinner, the NHS, and you getting some people bringing testimonials to you guys, sounds like it was another exciting week for you guys, George. So thank you again for joining and sharing the updates. Is there anything else you want to share before we go?
No, that's it. I just want to share some of the great stories that we had this week. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, George, keep up the momentum. And if anybody has any questions, don't be afraid to send them over to us and we will happily dive into them. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day, George.